Hi, my name is Mia and welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to part 2 of a little video series that I have going on where I give you tips on how living more environmentally friendly can save you money. If you missed part 1, then go check out the link in the video description. And yeah, for now, let's head right into tip number 1, which is if you have the means to consider a more environmentally friendly means of transportation. For example, consider getting a bike rather than a car. A bike is obviously way more environmentally friendly, but it is also much cheaper than purchasing a car. It is also much cheaper to maintain in the long run because you do not need to pay insurance, you do not need to pay gas. Repairs on bikes are much easier and much cheaper as well. But I know not everyone lives in a place that is bikeable, which leads me to my second tip, which is if you do need to use a more fast-paced mode of transportation, again, try to choose a more environmentally friendly one. Maybe you have public transportation where you live, so consider using that, or maybe you can carpool to work, to school, wherever you need to go. That way, there's just a few less cars on the street and a little less pollution. Tip number 3 would be to use what you already have. It is very tempting. A lot of people go to the store when they're bored or they just have to go to the store for something and then they end up bringing a lot of stuff home. So try to use what you already have, especially when it comes to cosmetics like makeup, shampoos, conditioners, that kind of stuff. Try to use it up before you buy a new product. And tip number 4 would be to DIY instead of buy. So if you need a little something and you consider purchasing it right away, think about how maybe you can make that item from the things that you already own at home. Or maybe you need something quite frequently, like let's say toothpaste. You can make your own toothpaste. That'll be much cheaper if you buy all the ingredients in bulk and you just make that at home. Or leading into my next tip would be to make your own cleaning products from more natural ingredients that will definitely help the environment. It'll be healthier for you and your children, your pets at home, and it'll also be much cheaper because again, you can just buy the ingredients in bulk. Over the long run, it'll definitely be cheaper. But I'm not done with the cleaning part because cleaning also applies to, for example, washing your clothes. So it would be very helpful if you know how to properly care for your clothes, how to properly wash them to get the longest life out of them possible. And maybe also consider at the end of the day if you actually need to wash that article of clothing just yet or not. Because sometimes we just tend to mindlessly take off our clothes and wash everything that we were wearing that day. But a pair of jeans that you didn't sweat in, that you didn't get dirty, for example, you can easily wear another day or two. So yeah, just keep that in mind. And once you did wash your clothes, consider air drying them over using a dryer. Again, this will be more environmentally friendly. It'll be cheaper because you don't need to buy a dryer and you don't need to pay for the electricity. And also, dryers tend to wear clothes out faster. So again, you get a longer lifespan out of your clothes. That way you have to purchase less of them. My next tip would be to buy quality over quantity. And I know this might sound a little bit controversial because I am talking about saving money, but usually when you invest more money in a more high quality item, then it'll last you a lot longer. So in the long run, again, you will save money. Also, those items will bring you a lot more joy because you worked so hard for them. You took all this time to research the perfect thing for you. And yeah, it'll also keep you from mindlessly buying a bunch of stuff. Speaking of mindlessly buying stuff, try to avoid trends. Now, trends are all over the place, especially nowadays with social media, or you might feel peer pressure from your classmates or your colleagues at work. but try to find out what you personally enjoy wearing and using. You don't always need to have the latest iPhone. You do not need to follow all the clothing trends. Just figure out what you personally like and then just go and buy that instead of those fast passing trends, because by the time you buy into a trend, the next week is going to be a new trend anyways. So yeah, that's just a big waste of money. Fast fashion is horrible for our planet and also horrible for your wallet as well. And going kind of hand in hand with what I just mentioned, also try to avoid purchasing seasonal specific or event specific items. That might be, for example, having a t-shirt printed for just an event that happens one day and then afterwards you never wear it, or maybe only wear it as a pajama shirt. Or like those ugly Christmas sweaters which you really only wear one day out of the year. Or even just, seasonal decor. Try to either avoid seasonal decor altogether or just, get a few items that you will very much enjoy that will make that season better for you. But if you do end up buying seasonal decor, then try to find it secondhand first, or maybe your parents, your grandparents, your great-grandparents can pass something down to you. That way, no new decor is being produced and you don't have to spend any money on it. Also, another way to save some money and save the planet in the meantime is to learn how to store your produce, your food items properly so that they don't spoil as fast. My personal favorite for fresh veggies is the veggie bag. You can just use any kind of cloth napkin and just, soak it in water and wrap it around your salad, for example, and that'll keep it fresh for much, much longer. Also learn, for example, which fruits to store next to each other in the fruit basket, which vegetables to store in the dark versus the light, where in the fridge things are stored. That way, again, you avoid more food waste going into our landfills and you avoid having to waste your money on those groceries. That'll just spoil on you too. And lastly, tip number 10 would be to, make your house, your home, your apartment a little more environmentally friendly. Again, this will be an upfront cost that you need to carry, but in the long run, you will definitely benefit from it and save some money down the line. How can you do that? You could, for example, install a smart thermostat, so that way your AC unit or your heater isn't running all day when you don't need it to. Or maybe you can install solar panels, so that way your electricity cost goes down. Or you could collect rainwater, for example, to water your plants. There's really a lot of options for this as well. You can get super creative with it. And again, yes, this is an upfront cost, but it'll definitely be worth it in the long run for you financially and also for our beautiful planet as well. All right, and that is the end of part 2 for this video. Make sure to give it a like if you enjoyed it and found it helpful. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos. And if I have still missed anything at all that would be environmentally friendly and save you money, then please don't hesitate and leave your tips in the comments down below so we can all learn from each other. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.